After slaying the beast sent from Gauntlight, the desecration of Otari cemetery weighs heavily on Yosef. As he and Tovin work to reinter the dead, his comrades stumble upon newcomers to the town, drawn by grief and desperation.
Hey everybody, it's time to roll for intent. I'm your GM Trevor, and I got the rest of these idiots with me tonight. I'm not going to say their names because it's not worth it.
Hi, it's me, the idiot.
I feel like as the episodes go by, he's just going to get worse and worse.
It is. It's just going to be like, my podcast.
Welcome to Roll for Intent. We shut up.
Yeah, roll for intent. Piss off.
Yeah.
Welcome back. You're in a town.
Rocks fall. You're introduced.
Roleplay, go.
Yeah, this is the episode where we actually introduce that we don't want to do Abomination Vaults anymore, and we just jump into Fist of the Ruby Phoenix.
Yep.
Just kill everybody off.
Next episode's actually going to be scenes from a hat from Whose Line Is It Anyway?
I had a really, really funny moment earlier today wherein I learned that my mother, or rather our mother, Trevor and I's mother, was listening to a podcast, not ours, but she's into a handful of different podcasts and some murder mystery stuff. But my mother was listening to a podcast, and I don't exactly know what the context of the podcast was, but evidently somebody mentioned the fact that they either knew somebody or the story they were talking about had something to do with a tattoo that they described as tentacle porn. And my mother didn't know what that was.
Nice.
Oh, I bet
So she
that was a
Googled
good
it.
2-hour conversation.
Oh, yeah.
She Googled it. And now she knows. And hi,
It
Mom.
all started.
She's going to be really upset when she listens to this
Now
episode.
everybody else knows
yeah.
that you now know what tentacle porn is.
Fishermanswife.jpg.
Get her
She
email.
lives at this address
Just-
in this street in this state.
Cut the mic, cut the mic, cut the mic.
Just get her email address and everybody send in your favorite videos for reference.
That's mailroom at rollforintent.com.
Our viewers are cultured. They're into technical porn.
Oh, yeah.
Well, at this
They know
point,
what
they
they
probably
want.
progressed to like the live action stuff, right? Like and things like that.
You know what? That stopped me in my tracks. I was going to say
Jesus
something, but you win.
Christ.
I'm glad that we didn't have this conversation 2 episodes ago
Oh, my-
before Joe showed up, because
Right?
that nugget wouldn't have been there.
Oh, man.
Joseph's a man of class.
Right?
I'm just saying, like
Yeah.
you go deep enough.
Oh, yeah.
Deep enough, you say?
Oh yeah. Go deep enough into any sort of fandom, and you'll find real weirdos.
Does
yeah.
the term anal retentive mean something different for you?
It depends on what day of the week it is.
All right. Well, so I had a really long day. I've been working for, let me look at my non-watch, roughly about 15 hours straight, including some contract work on a different part of the state. And I got here just in time so that Micah doesn't fall asleep on his tiny little pillow in that sock drawer that he sleeps in.
Yep.
And
It's looking very appealing right now.
He's like an elf from Harry Potter, poor guy. Don't give him a sock, he'll leave us.
Well, if we last too long, somebody throw a blanket over his cage.
The cutest part is the stairs made out of books that go up to the top shelf.
It's adorable.
it's like Little Nemo. Or was that the old cartoon. But
Yeah, you got it.
But I don't know. I just sat back and I've been privy to like watching a lot of people's lives recently, and a lot of strange situations have come up that I've been able to just be a spectator for. I'm thankful for every moment that I'm alive. And I've realized recently that time is a very finite thing for each of us. And I think on behalf of everybody here, I'm sure they can agree with me. I really want to thank all you guys for listening to us and just joining us and spending a little bit of that with us every week. Assuming you're still listening at this point, but
Hashtag bored.
yeah, it's great to be able to connect with people. There are more people listening to this podcast than I could ever name that I know, which is amazing. Also, I am very dumb, so it may not be that high of a number. But
he can only name as many people as he can count on his fingers and toes. And he
It's
lost
true.
one
I was
in
gonna say,
combine when he was a kid.
I can count all the way to 17. So yeah, no, I just want to take a second to just thank our listeners for bearing with us, and I hope that, you know, our episodes bring you a little bit of a smile or a chuckle or maybe even a hearty laugh. I just want to take a second and let everyone know, thanks for spending your time with us. If you can, tell your friends, family, I don't know, the kid that beats you up at school, whatever. Tell somebody about us. If you like us, share us with everybody, give us good reviews, blah, blah, blah.
If you hate us, share us with your enemies.
Yeah,
Yep,
exactly.
exactly.
If you think our show sucks, give it to somebody you don't like.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you see one of us post on Reddit or Facebook, give us a shout out. Tell people that you enjoy us. You know, word of mouth is the best way that something like this grows, and we want to grow it. So
yeah,
if you like it, tell people.
And connect with us. I mean, we love talking to people. We have a few people that have connected with us on Discord, and we've very much enjoyed talking to them. In fact, if you listen to last episode, we've really connected with some of them. But I just want to take a second to thank everyone for just taking a little bit of their, you know, small amount of time that they have on this planet to spend with us. And I guess with that, let's get this prolapse rectum on the road.
God damn it, Eric. You were doing so well.
It was great.
Joke's on you, Todd. You died 2 days ago.
Hey, Podcast Universe. It's your GM Trevor with an update on Roll for Intent as we close out 2021. On December 30th, we'll be joined by Freeman from the Stemming the Tide podcast for a live stream event in support of Jasper's Game Day. We'll be raising money for suicide prevention and awareness along with dozens of other podcasters and streamers. Come check out our Discord at discord.rollforintent.com and follow us on Twitter at rollforintent for more info about how you can get involved. On top of that, we're super pleased to announce a new website coming online first of the year, along with a slightly updated podcast logo, so be on the lookout for that in your podcast player of choice. Finally, we've got some collaborations coming up with some fellow podcasters that we're sure you won't want to miss. Now, I want to end with our Christmas wish. I know there's a lot going on this holiday season, but if you could find the time to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Podchaser, or really wherever you aggregate your shows, it would brighten up this holiday season that much more for us. It's the absolute best way for us to grab new people and bring them on the journey with us. But for now, let's get back to the game. So, last week, and this time actually for us, it really was last week. When did we record this? 3 days ago? Something like that?
Yep.
So soon.
Our recording schedule is ridiculous right now.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ray. And Mary Kay.
Good job, Ray.
Yeah, Mary Kay.
Last week, we finalized the battle in the cemetery, at least we think, against the creature that was sent to us by our good friend Christian at Beast Foundry. Now I can't remember the name, and I feel like an idiot.
Morglar.
The Morglar last week fell to your concentrated efforts and some really well-placed
Grease.
area of effect spells. That grease, man, was freaking clutch. But you were able to stem the tide of the undead. You got a thanks from Krentek came by and was checking out the scene to report back to the mayor, and Lidus Longsaddle, which most of you had not met. In fact, we hadn't spoke about him on the podcast until last week. But Joe actually read the player's guide, thank you, Joe, and integrated it into his backstory. Lidus Longsaddle, the captain of the guard, came by, and he seems to be rather worthless, but maybe a good heart. You guys headed back to your respective places with the exception of Yosef and Kashak stayed back to try to reinter the dead. The rest of you three went to Crow's Casks, got there, and saw a trio of bounty hunters that seemed to be on the trail of a wolf of some sort.
It was Yosef and Tovin that stayed back. Kashik is of the opinion that they were already interred once.
I'm sorry.
Did he go back under Thirsty Alpaca?
I must remember.
Toss him in a bag.
Did we confirm that these guys are after Jal Mesman?
That's grub.
I don't think that they said that they were, but they are
Okay.
hunting. They said they're going to go get that wolf.
Right.
Or that werewolf.
Right.
So I guess you could infer, maybe.
Okay.
Might want to ask around the town if you're really interested in that. I'm sure somebody
Yeah.
might have heard something about it. All right. Y'all are hanging out at the Crow's Casks, getting yourself a drink, getting your morning beer. Yosef you and Tovin are reinterring the dead. The other three of you are sitting there at the bar, and a boy comes in, and he's got a piece of paper that he hands to Solus.
Mister, I got something for you. It's from the mayor.
Oh, yes. Thank you, young man. I take it, open it.
Why does he sound like the lady from Ray Stevens?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Look at that. Yeah, man, that's nice.
Here comes Boogity
Good
Boogity,
reference.
there
I haven't
goes
heard anybody
Boogity
reference
Boogity.
Ray Stevens outside of my own family in my entire life.
He ain't wearing no clothes.
All right.
Take out in the street.
We try to right this ship again.
A message from the mayor. He's been awfully communicative with me.
It says, "Do you like me?" Check box, yes or no. No, it says, I'm unable to attend to you at this moment, but please come to my manor at your earliest convenience.
He's invited me to the manor again.
So it's serious.
Alone?
Yeah, it doesn't say. I suppose if any of you wish to come with, you very well may.
Well, his manor is fairly well known as a museum of sorts. I mean, it's hard to tell, what sort of visitors you might have. I doubt that it's some sort of a private meeting.
Indeed, but I continue to get the feeling that there's something more going on behind the scenes with regards to the mayor. I don't know what to think about him. But if you wish to accompany me, you absolutely may. Be nice to have company on the walk.
Well, certainly. I can sleep any time of the day. The trick is to go underground.
Do the rest of you have plans for your morning? At some point, we must head back to the Gauntlight.
Joseph, are we still working?
Until told otherwise by GM.
I would say that you're going to at least work for an hour and a half. You would have no idea that these events are happening, and if you end up going back to Crow's Casks, unless they've returned by then, you will not know what's going on.
I imagine Billiam might have visited his family.
So it's just Billiam, Kashik, and Solus at the tavern. All right.
Yeah, Billiam will. What time is it at this point? I know it was
I
morning
would
when we
say
started.
I would say that it's probably about 7 in the morning at the latest. It might be even earlier than that.
Billiam will join Solus. I'll head to the mayor's museum with you. I like looking at all the stuff.
Very good. Then I finish my drink, finish my food, and head out.
You make your way up to the mayor's house, and it looks like there's a bit of a retinue of guards there. They may have been trying to protect the mayor's estate because nobody really knew what was going on, or still really doesn't know what's going on. As you make your way up, you see the majordomo that you saw before, and he recognizes you instantly. He must have instructions from the mayor because he ushers you directly into the office den that sits at the middle of his room. Well, when you get in there, you see a towering half-orc, heavily scarred across his face, standing next to the mayor's desk, kind of hunched over, looking at some papers and, pointing at things and moving things around. They look like they're talking, not intensely, just,
All right.
business.
I stand politely at the door and knock at the side of the door sill.
Oh, yes, Solus.
Yes, Osif, you sent for me.
Yes. Please excuse us. This is foreman at my mill, Claude Angus. Claude, these are the men I spoke to you of. The half-orc looks up to you and gives you a curt nod. He says, nice to meet you. I better get back to the mill.
Of course, the gentleman of the Giant's Wheel.
And he's a full head taller than all of you with the exception of Billiam. He's a little bit taller than Billiam, though. He is a absolutely massive man.
It's like a body height taller than me.
Right. Mm-hmm. And he makes his way out of the room, and he's wearing, work clothes. He's got a hatchet on his side, heavily scarred, but he carries himself like somebody that knows how to handle himself. He looks like he could probably be pretty good in a fight if you needed him. Heads out. You almost feel the ground shake as he walks by. He's so big.
Where the fuck was he 10 minutes ago?
We need that guy.
Ta-ta, Mr. Angus. Have a great day.
We did
I
great.
got a weird sexual energy from that guy.
0 days without an accident at the Giant's Wheel, if you know what I mean.
I don't know if I want to fight that guy or fuck that guy.
Yeah, you do. You know exactly what you
Billiam,
want.
keep such thoughts to yourself,
He
please.
just said it out
I
loud.
don't know what came over me.
Osef is just staring at him.
I
Like,
don't know if I would have fight that guy.
Fuck him! those overpowering orc pheromones.
That's what I was going to say. Orc pheromones. They're almost like moths and butterflies, man.
It's a strange energy. Show him your flaming flail. Yeah. Just clang that chain a couple of times while it's on fire and see what he does. He might
I'm
like
like
it.
embarrassed. I'm like, I don't know what came over me. I'm sorry, Solus.
He turns greenish red like a Christmas tree.
yo, what would your wife think about this, Billiam?
That's why I'm so confused.
She might very well be entirely on board.
She likes a third.
We wouldn't have a choice. I'd huck and be like, he's going to just take over, honey. I don't know what to tell you. Look how big he is.
Hashtag orcish spit roast.
Oh, God. I have to take all of this out. I
No,
gotta take all of
this
this
stays
This
out.
is good. This is
This
good
stays
stuff.
in.
It spurred the start of our Patreon, which we
Exactly.
haven't started yet.
Which, hey, now me and Todd are in, so now with the orc scene, we need a third, guys. Which one of you is in to roleplay?
Don't
Joe,
even have
I
to ask
think
me.
I think
I'm
you could
in.
bring a bit of levity to the situation.
Oh, are we doing helium play? This could get weird.
God damn it.
All right, he
This
leaves.
is why
he
you're here,
leaves.
Joe.
Bill returns back to his normal state.
All right.
Flustered, but back to normal.
Osif, in case you have not yet met him, this here is Kashik. He proved himself invaluable in our defense of the graveyard.
Matt, Krentek told me that you had a kobold among you. He mentioned he knew him. I trust that he's been helpful and that you will take pains to protect each other going forward.
Yes, he might very well be a useful companion for the Gauntlight, though we have not yet discussed that with him.
Well, certainly, your lordship.
Now, on to business. What is it you wished of me?
I need an accurate retelling of what exactly happened. I can't seem to get anything straight from any of the guards. None of my immediate associates were there. None of my right-hand men were there to see what happened. And I know that you were, so I need to know what happened. All I could see was a bright light coming from the fog fen. Was that from the Gauntlight?
It was. I confess I was not there at the beginning of the situation. I only saw the light from my bedroom window, but the light was coming from the Gauntlight, and we had learned there that the Gauntlight is capable of emanating a light filled with ghosts. That's at least according to someone that we met there.
Someone you met at the Gauntlight.
One might call it a Gauntlight.
No one would do that.
The portmanteau of a ghost haunt.
Ooh. Kashak is actually kobold for explains the joke.
Hey.
Oh!
It's funny when you explain it, right?
Yes, we learned this from a curious little creature, but it did not elaborate. I was, in fact, surprised that it was even true. It seems that something from that light brought the dead back to life.
The dead to life.
And also bugs.
Well, more a state of undeath. Not definitely not alive, but also not quite dead.
Troubling. Very troubling. Was there anything else? I saw that it had happened twice, roughly 10 minutes apart from each other. What?
There was a second creature that I struggle how to describe it. It seemed almost insectoid, but it was not undead like the others.
How did it appear?
It's like a scorpion lobster pill bug baby.
The voice, I can't.
So it was like a pill bug with the back end of a scorpion and also the undercarriage of a scarab, and it had pinches like a lobster, but also, what are they called? Not a proboscis, the pinchy things on its face.
Mandibles.
Yes, that.
An unearthly chimera at any rate, though it did not seem undead.
Did it fly there?
No, it was brought there by the light, the Gauntlight. It should be a bug light. Gaunt bug light.
Yes, Kashik, that's very nice. I actually do not remember. How did it get there? It came up from the ground?
Light show. It was the light, man.
Maybe like a moth that was drawn there.
Like I said, the light.
And I believe that this is much more dangerous than, much more important than just trying to find missing shopkeeper. I must implore that you expand your efforts to search out what is happening in the Gauntlet, what is causing this. How can something that's been dead for 500 years start to spread its malevolence again across the land? What is going on in my town?
Certainly, sir. Consider that to be an expansion of efforts.
Absolutely.
Obviously, we're going to continue looking for the shopkeep.
Yes, I will make every effort to carry both tasks out to a successful conclusion.
But understand that you have a compatriot that's also interested in the Gauntlet itself. Perhaps your quest more closely aligns with each other now.
Indeed.
Ah, the Caravaneer. The dentist.
Yes, the dentist. Please, again, keep me appraised. We must find what is causing these foul emanations. And they must be stopped.
I will not let you down.
Consider yourself as having my full support. Anything you need from me, and to a lesser extent the gods, will be yours within the bounds of this investigation.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, thank you, your lordship.
And as he says this, you see like a little girl peek her head around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
So, Daddy, are your friends here again? Yes, honey. This is very important business. I don't want you worried or scared. You probably shouldn't be in here. That golden lizard boy, he seems nice. They didn't want to send you away, you know. It hurt them so much. And she turns and she runs back down the hall.
Does she show up any time you mention emanations?
As a matter of fact.
Yes. You broke Trevor, though. All right, guys. Well, I hope you all enjoyed Abomination Vaults. This is the end.
Joe's just too fucking funny.
Oh my god.
So, Kashak, his eyes kind of go wide when she says that. He gets a look of kind of befuddlement, and then she runs off, and he just kind of gets like 1,000-yard stare and kind of isn't really present for the rest of the conversation.
Friend, don't think too much of it. She says such odd things to people. I wouldn't think too much of it.
Well, thank you for your hospitality nonetheless.
Well, I'm sure you have investigations to do. Once again, go with my full blessing, knowing that you have the support of the entire town behind you.
Thank you. Your support is invaluable.
Thank you, lordship. We'll see ourselves out.
With that, he kind of, addresses his major domo and has him lead you out. Back to the porte cochere in the front of the home. And you can head your way back towards the crow's casks. I would say probably about the time that you...
At some point, I want to head to the blacksmith.
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent. Yeah, we can do that.
What, Cameron?
Yes, Carmen Rajani, the blacksmith. You actually saw him at the cemetery fighting off some zombies.
Okay. Then I'm going to head over there if everyone else is okay with that.
Excellent.
Yeah,
You
I'd like
see
to join
him.
you, if at all possible.
Yeah, I would say that you guys were finishing up and you headed back towards the pub, and you were able to see them, walking, and might have, caught up to them and figured out what they were doing, maybe met up with them.
Covered in dirt.
Grave dirt.
Tovin is just sucking on his thumb and forefinger. He's like, my fingers are so sore, so much stitching.
How was your morning, gentlemen?
I'm a little too dirty, but,
Same old, same old.
I resent that. I'm very clean.
So as if you guys are going to head towards the blacksmith, as you get there, you see a bit of a crowd gathered around the front of it. And as you get closer towards the crowd, you hear them laughing and gasping and ooh-ah. And you can hear Carmen Rajani above all of them, almost like a carnival barker. And then, as they were crawling out of the ground, I jumped up and I stabbed them in the face and then cut off their heads and severed the limbs from their bodies. And I must have taken 15 of them by myself, just destroying the undead wherever they were with this. And he holds up the sword. Once taken from me, it will prove to be the savior of this town yet again. And then people started cheering, yeah, Rajani from Mayor, ah.
What an incredible act of heroism.
People are throwing money to him, Hey, can you work on a pair of greaves for my son? Greaves for your son? How stupid was that? Why would the GM say something so dumb?
These are the notes from the GM.
And they start chanting, Rajani for mayor, Rajani for mayor.
My son needs greaves.
Right, exactly. How stupid.
I'm going into battle and I need your strongest pair of greaves.
He's tragically obese. His thighs, they chafe so. Please.
Armor seller. I am going into battle. I'm in need of your strongest armor.
Some that you can lubricate so they don't spark like my last pair of greaves.
My armor is too strong for you, traveler. My armor can kill a dragon, let alone a man like you.
Kill a dragon. You seem reduced. Please, I need your strongest greaves.
You cut this shit out right now. We don't have time for this.
My goodness. Smith Rajani. That's such an incredible story. In fact, it's downright unbelievable.
Now, Kashik, this is none of our business.
No, but these, the true heroes of the town. The true heroes. The mighty knight of Lastwall. The great hobgoblin.
Oh my god.
What now?
It's just on a roll.
The corn on the cob goblin.
Wait, I said hobgoblin.
He did say hobgoblin, but it was just after like 4 seconds of like...
The one hobgoblin in our town.
We have
I was
that
gonna say-
wall and that weird guy.
He nailed it.
You know what? I'm in character. Carmen is not a wordsmith, let me tell you.
Okay.
You know what?
How's Trevor?
The creepy dentist. That little rat guy. They were all there.
The rat baker.
And look, that little golden lizard. He was also there. What can I do for you, true and noble heroes of our town? And everybody starts cheering for you. Yeah!
I was hoping to conduct some business. If you could step inside, I would prefer to be away from the crowd.
Yes, of course. People, go back to your town, your homes, back to your lives. We have saved you from the scourge of the Gauntlight. And remember, Carmen for mayor.
Also, remember, it's Yusoki, not rat. Thank you.
Indeed. This gentleman needs some warm hardwood shavings to lie down in.
I prefer some kind of like colored feed. Does
He's
anybody
exhausted.
have? I'm gonna go home to my wheel and run until I get tired.
That said, I respond very favorably to people throwing me fish and things like that.
He opens the door and he leads you in. And it's, generic blacksmith shop. Smells like hot iron and soot from the forge and oil and just nasty. It's not very well kept. But he's like, what can I do for you guys?
What is it that I can do for you? How can Carmen make your day better?
Well, I found this weapon in the Gauntlight, and I pull out the +1 rapier.
So this +1 rapier, yes. +1 as in a meta +1. You must have some sort of potency rune attached to it. Absolutely, and he starts looking at it. You can see up near the tang where it connects to the. Now I'm trying to remember all my sword parts.
Hilt.
That's it. Up at the tang.
Right near the taint.
Where,
Right in the sword's perineum.
where it connects to the hilt. There's just
There's a little divot. You can tell that it's been imbued.
This, I see it, and he brings his finger up and he feels something there. It's like 1.5 inches wide. It's like, right here, see? And he holds it up to you. He's like, touch it, feel it there. And
All right.
if you reach out and touch it, you can feel like this crackle of arcane energy. He's like, that's it right
Grab
there.
hold of it and feel it.
Now caress it. Slowly.
That is very impressive.
Also, do you think I should see a doctor for this?
What is it that you'd like me to do here? This is a perfectly fine weapon.
It is a worthy blade. My question is, would you be able to transfer this enhancement to a different weapon?
I think I probably could. Let me look in the table for exactly how that's handled. I believe it costs half the price of the potency room.
By the way, is it okay if it's party loot? Can I spend 3 gold and 5 silver? Okay, that's 1.
Sure, yeah.
Okay, because I just want a hand crossbow with some bolts.
I'm gonna, after you're done with this, I'm gonna talk to the guy, see if he has a weapon of mine, or I can ask the GM if I see this weapon.
Also, Jake, do you want a hand crossbow? I mean, you have this weapon. You're now Kratos. Just roll with it.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Okay. So give me a hand crossbow so I can do something other than the worst cantrip possible. Disrupt Undead. Disrupt Undead worked really good when the GM didn't know shit.
Yeah, right?
Walking around this shop, do I notice if there's a mall here by chance?
Like Mall of America?
Like a Darth Maul?
Yes.
There's a roller coaster inside of this blacksmith shop.
You see a Zabrak. He looks brooding.
Joe, can we just go?
Wait a second.
Sorry.
Wait. Is that the
Give us a
Sabaro
second
in the
to
back
stop
of the forge?
laughing and just RP.
No. He said Zabrak like
I do,
Darth
and then
Maul,
stop.
guys. Come on.
Yeah, thank you.
Except they retconned it. He's actually a male Dathomirian.
What?
Yeah, right? They retconned it in Clone Wars, the TV show.
A decade ago when I was playing the role-playing game.
Right?
It was a Zabrak, my bad.
I know. It's stupid. It costs 10% of the cost of the rune and 1 day to transfer.
Oh.
The target weapon in question is this longsword here, and I bring out my longsword.
Why? That's an impressive longsword.
It is. It is my weapon of choice. I much
I can
prefer
see
it
why.
to the rapier.
It's an impressive hilt.
You look like you can handle your way around a longsword, son.
I think it's pig shit.
Yes, this is a fine crafted weapon. Knights of Lastwall, yes?
Indeed.
Beautiful. Yeah, I could transfer this. And honestly, I'll give you a bit of a discount since you've been so good for the town.
I appreciate that very much. How much would that cost me?
I should have looked that up. I know the math.
It'll cost you 1 gold, 7 silver.
I can do that.
But it will take me a day to do it.
I can do that.
You can leave this with me and I can give it back to you. Both of these weapons with me. I can give them back to you in the morning.
Very good. Thank you.
Do you need a loaner? We do offer a generous rental plan on swords.
So this just went from a forge to like an Avis rental.
Do you need a loaner? Because we've got an infinite supply of sticks.
Is this serious or is that a joke?
It's a joke. I'm sorry.
So, GM, did I see a mall in there or no?
I would say yes, there's a mall in there.
All right. Mike, are you still conversing with this man?
I've finished my business. Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you once again. I look forward to reconvening with you tomorrow.
Excellent, yes. Hopefully first thing in the morning I'll have it for you.
Bill walks up to the mall, grabs it. I'm assuming it's out in the world. Or out in the shop.
Yeah,
I
you
grab
can.
it. Okay, so I grab the mall and I put it on the counter, and I pull out my +1 Morning Star, and I go, "How would you feel about doing a trade?" Present both of them on the table to him.
Would this be like a +1 mall, like a +1 mall for a +1 Morning Star, or just a mall?
Yeah, what I'm hoping is he has some sort of something he can make this a +1 mall, and then I can trade my Morning Star for this mall, if possible. I'll go down in value. I'll just take them all.
Right, exactly. I'm like, Jesus.
No.
That's a bad trade. Don't do it.
No. Yeah.
Billiam does not really understand equivalent exchange.
Right? This is a bigger weapon. I just want a bigger one. No, yeah. I'm hoping he can, because I noticed that he can, imbue this sword for Solus, and as I'm seeing them, I'm like, oh, I would like this more.
Well, it'll be same price in gold. 1 gold, 5 silver for the transfer, and then the cost of the weapon and the conversion from the two. We'll do it for 2.5 gold. You can again pick it up in the morning, the mall with the rune inscribed.
So is anyone tracking these numbers? No reason.
No.
No, I was gonna, yeah.
I was under the impression that Micah has been.
I'm looking at party loot, and we have 3 gold, 20 silver.
Yeah, but I think some of you have gold left over from your starting.
Yeah, I do. That's what I'm paying for this
Okay,
thing
because
out
I need 3 gold, 5 silver, and I currently have 9 silver and 5 copper.
Oh my gosh! You've got nothing.
No, it's fine because
What do you want to buy?
I want to tap on Billiam's shoulder and hand him another receipt for purchases, and it's going to say services rendered, and also holy water. 5 gold.
Yeah, as soon as what I was planning was, as soon as he was like 2 gold pieces, I wanted to look over at Tobin and be like, "Can I afford this?" So I want to sell the Morning Star to this guy. How much would I get for the said +1 more? Well, I guess you could take the same rune, so it won't be a +1 Morning Star after the fact. It'll just be a regular Morning Star.
So that's what I was saying. 3 gold would be what you would get for the Morning Star for him to keep it, and the transfer and the purchase of the mall. It's going to cost you an extra 5 silver pieces in the conversion.
Okay, gotcha.
Well, no, its total is going to cost you 2 gold because it's a gold and 5 silver for the transfer of the rune, and then the difference between the cost of the item and what you're giving him is another 5 silver. So
Can we
2 gold
sell
total.
a minor elixir of dark vision?
Not here, but yes.
2 short swords.
Oh, short swords, eh?
We have 2 and 4 darts.
I should have looked up how all of this works, but short swords are not worth a lot. Short swords are only worth less than a gold piece. So
Yeah, it's 9 silver.
9
for 2.
silver pieces.
yeah, 9 silver pieces. I would say, these short swords aren't in fantastic shape, but once again, since you're doing such a great service for the town, I'll give you 1 gold for the pair of them. I have no use for the darts, though, however, I apologize.
Well, maybe we'll hit up a local bar. Maybe they could possibly use those. Okay, so I guess I'll forego my thing.
Pardon me, sir.
Yes, how can I help you, Master Kobold?
Oh, sorry. I was trying to talk to Tobin.
Oh, yeah.
God damn it.
Yes.
I couldn't help but notice that you seem to have found yourself in a bit of a tight spot. It seems like you're looking to make some money.
Not so much make money, but spend it. Unless you have the coin. Is there another route?
It seems like you genuinely rescued me, as it prevented me from dying.
Oh, yes. No, I totally agree with you. You're nearly worthless as far as that's concerned. Yeah, no.
Eat my asshole.
I do with a spoon.
Listen. I'm trying to do you a favor and loan you some money, prick.
You know what? Let's not consider it so much a loan as an investment in your future.
Well, as the person who would be stitching me back together in the event that something were to blow me apart, I'm interested. How much is it that you need?
I only need 3 gold and I could get away with 2 silver.
Okay.
And we have 3 gold and 20 silver. So
I turned my back and kind of encouraged him to do the same, and I loan him the money. And by that I mean give him the money.
Okay. And I patch you up. No, okay. I'll take
Big old
I'll
2
take-
silver?
Yeah, I'll take that. And as you hand it to him, Tovin's going to say, he's going to hold up like, hey, excuse me. That little contraption behind you, that simple loading like crossbow. Could I see that and say 20 bolts? I'd like to purchase that, please.
Certainly. That'll be exactly the amount of money that you just looked up to find out how much it would be.
That's fine. And he folds everything over twice so that he can hand it to him and get half back. No, I give him the coin and then I slip it into my satchel and ready the hand crossbow.
Excellent. So you're going to be less worthless in combat now without spells.
Oh no, don't assume that.
He's actually has a -2 to dexterity.
Yeah, no, it's not good. All right, I'll add that to my inventory.
Is there anything else that I can do for you fine, heroic gentlemen today?
You young, beautiful, heroic gentleman.
Soft, supple gentleman.
I suppose, could you show me again that sword you were brandishing earlier, just outside?
Oh, yes. You know, this is the sword. The slayed Belcora herself. It belonged to my great-great-great-great-great-grandmother.
And how many was it that you slayed with that again?
I can't remember. I just said great a bunch of times and hoped that you wouldn't care. How many did I slay? Scores.
Just wait until the MILF invasion.
Is he lying about this? About
what?
the origin of the sword?
No. Yosef would recognize the sword immediately. The thing is that it has been displayed in honor in Rajani's tomb for 500 years. Nearly 450. Since she died. But he has it now, which is different.
What's his first name again?
Carmen.
Carmen, is that what I think it is? It's your family sword, right?
Yes.
I hope you don't mind me asking, but how did you get it?
Well, when the fracas broke out at the cemetery, I went there immediately, seeing what I could do. I truly did want to just help anybody that I could. And I saw that there were fiends busting out of our family mausoleum. I assume it was relatives of mine, unfortunately, and I went in trying to find the source of whatever it was, and the statue holding the sword had been destroyed. The sword had fallen to the ground. I did not want it to be desecrated as such, so I picked it up and used it at hand, and I feel it's destiny that I again have my family's sword. The winnow has not tasted blood in so very long.
The winnow.
Is there anything that I can help you with other than that? I know that you are. I saw your eyes light up when you saw it. Master, what was your name again? And he looks at you, Yosef.
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 I'm one of the only Yosoki in town, but all right.
Well, doesn't mean I know you. It just means that I can recognize you.
I won the town competition the other day. I saw you.
I saw a lot of people that day. And
Oh,
I'm a
okay,
bit of a
asshole, what do you
dick.
want?
Yosef, pay no mind. Anonymity is a blessing.
Something
Okay.
about fish pastries.
All right.
It's pasty.
Okay, yes, I recognize the sword. I'm very interested in the... Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Billiam. I appreciate you know what I do.
I've tapped him on the back.
It's just like a wham.
It's a thwump.
It's like if you smacked a toddler with a baseball mitt.
Here.
Thank
Maybe
you.
they don't cry as much.
I know you. I saw your eyes light up. You must be a student of history.
I dabble.
Yes, this is a very powerful blade. Cut down Belcora herself at the base of the Gauntlight.
Wait, where?
At the base of the Gauntlight.
Yosef's
was
going to turn and look
fleeing.
directly at Solus.
She was fleeing to the cupola. And with a mighty swing, she was slain. Her head cleaved clear from her body.
Oh.
Why? This seems to trouble you?
Can you recall? Roll for it.
I mean, I'm just like, as a player, putting it together like, okay, so that blood spot at the bottom of the tower is just literally where she was killed.
Maybe.
Hero point for Yosef.
So, but I mean, like, obviously this has some kind of significance, like learning this now, but I'm not entirely sure what it is or what the sword has to do with it. Part of me wants to feel like this is some kind of MacGuffin and we need to take it, but this guy does not seem like the kind of person that wants to part with a priceless family heirloom.
I think he's hitting on you.
Can we dip it? Can we dip it in the blood and
That's kind of what I was just thinking. Because the winnow hasn't tasted blood, maybe the winnow wants to taste the same blood. The question is, if we get it from him, who will wield it?
Well, geez. If only we had a strong protagonist type who was really good with long swords.
Like a champion.
Yeah, like a
knight of
like
some
someone
sort.
who was like a champion.
Yeah, so do you know anybody like that?
Someone who had like a shield in one hand and then like one hand that was like, man, I sure could use a
Guys,
sword
it's
covered in
okay.
blood.
I'm right here.
Hey, there he goes.
All right.
Oh wait, I thought we were talking about Bill the whole time. My bad.
Wait, we're not.
Sorry, Bill.
I'm glad we have a knight of Ovum around in case we find something weak to eggs.
Sweet Lord, I still want to rock that in 1E.
What was that had a weakness to eggs? What the heck was that?
Poison egg.
We were almost Poison Egg Podcast.
And after being used, it becomes a normal egg. No, if they were
Weak to eggs.
Weak to eggs.
If they had weak to eggs.
So no flu shots for the son of a bitch that we'll do it with an omelet.
Oh man, so sorry.
Did that carry over? I have not 2E'd enough.
No.
Carmen, I have a question.
Okay.
Wait, what?
I have a question.
Yes. Yes. How can I?
I
assist?
I hate to even be in the position to ask you this, but could we borrow your family heirloom? I don't want to keep it. It's not mine and it doesn't belong to me. But I'm curious.
What
as
do
to
you have in mind?
Okay, so
Boy, I tell you what.
so come here. Come closer.
I'm going to tell you the weirdest shit right now.
You won't talk about blood.
Yeah. Okay. So, listen. I need you to take a seat, and he's going to sit on like, I don't know, a bag of bullshit.
Sit on a
I'm gonna-
tall boy can.
Yeah. I'm going to pull over a bread box and sit with my feet off of the ground on it, and I'm going to look at him and be like, "Pull a chair up."
Did you just youth pastor this guy?
Sure did, but I'm not sitting in it backwards, so it doesn't count.
So-
I also don't have like a guitar with the strap of many colors.
Put your hat back too.
He grabs
Yeah.
a chair and he turns it around. And he sits in it backwards with the youth pastor.
Let me get real with you.
So, the winnow, this ancestral sword of yours, that's your great times 5 grandmother used to kill Belcora. I don't know if you're aware, besides the work that we have done with the graveyard, but we have been spending the last several days going in and out of the Gauntlight at the request of the mayor. And while that doesn't really particularly sound like that was all that interesting until this morning, it was. I'm telling you this because I need your confidence in trusting me. But I also need the assurance that you're not going to do what you did earlier and parade this information around and tell people because this is real. And what we don't want to do is instill a sense of panic in everybody because you went and ran your mouth. Do you understand?
I'm offended by the mere thought.
I'm sorry, but
I
listen
keep
close.
changing this guy's voice, and it's annoying me.
It's really funny. I like it.
I think at the beginning I made him talk like this, like he was kind of a down-to-earth, salt-of-the-earth type. I can't remember.
So, listen. I just had... when we went into the Gauntlight, it was far from normal. There, first of all, seems to be some not goblins living inside, who are, I guess, not dangerous. We were able to talk them out of any kind of conflict. We found evidence of there being possibly, or definitely, a river drake in Gauntlight.
You don't say, a river drake.
A river drake. We found a giant frog bitten clean in half at the hips.
I'm surprised we hadn't heard any tales about those from fishermen and explorers, even the druids up north town.
I am too. Regardless, when we got to the base of the tower, we found a still fresh puddle of blood.
He raises an eyebrow. You don't say.
And what I'm about to tell you is never going to leave this room. At least not for now. Okay?
Okay.
We witnessed Belcora herself rise out of that in a bloody, awful, corporeal form. And only, thanks to Tovin here, were we able to exercise it and save ourselves.
Tovin doesn't look like the exercising type, if I'm honest.
No. But the thing being is that I don't really know what connection this will have, but I feel very strongly that maybe we will have... You said it's been so long since the window tasted blood, and the last blood it tasted was Belcora's. And Carmen, it's still there. Her blood is still there. I cleaned it, and it came back the next day. I want to take your sword and dip it in the blood and see what happens. I want to see if the weapon that killed Belcora can maybe lessen the haunt on Gauntlight and make things easier for us. Again, I'm not keeping it. This is far more important to you than it is to me. But I want permission to borrow it, because I do not want you getting hurt. This is far beyond most people in this town, and quite frankly, might be beyond us. But I need your trust.
I only just got it back. I don't know if I could give it away just like that. I know you say you don't want to keep it. I understand that. You give me some time to mull it over? Do I have to make a decision right now?
No. You don't have to make a decision. If you need time to think about it, it's fine. We'll be around.
Let me think about it for a while. Let's find out as much as you can. I don't want to say I don't believe you, but it just seems real far-fetched. That place has only just been full of crazy kids and ghost stories, you know what I'm saying? Other than the things that live up there.
Yosef is going to walk over to Tobin and start lifting up his shirt and, like, other parts on Solus and be like, did these scars look fake? Look! And he's going to, like, point up on the neck on Solus where, like, he was almost exsanguinated. He was like, does that look fake to you?
Virgin.
Shut up.
Like I said, I don't want to say that you're lying. I don't think you are, but it just sounds so outlandish. I've lived here my whole life, never heard anything like this.
If you wish, you could accompany us yourself.
But we will not be responsible for what happens to you.
No, from the way you were boasting, it seems you can handle yourself just fine. No?
If it takes seeing it in person for you to believe us, that's fine. But also know that we're not bullshitting you, and it is dangerous.
And what better history for a mayoral candidate than to wade in and out of the Gauntlight fancy-free, if only to investigate?
His ears perk up a bit, and he's like, yes, face the fight myself.
By all means, bring your ancestral weapon. Bring justice and righteousness. Sate its bloodthirst. You may do so yourself.
I want Yosef and Kashak to both roll a diplomacy.
I got a 17.
Son of a bitch. Sorry, you got a natural 1 for a 9.
I'm also going to give you guys a pretty freaking sweet bonus for the RP.
Does that mean I get to reroll?
No.
Oh, well, natural 1 that fails. Period.
That means that Yosef has convinced him. Provisionally. He's like, I believe you, but I still would like some time to prepare. Today was the first time I'd seen combat in a long, long time. I need to make sure that I'm sharp if I'm going to go up there with you. I believe you that it's dangerous. But I don't want to part with the sword. I hope you can understand. But I will come with you. You just have to give me a little time. Just a little. Few days. And I've got work to do for you. And he kind of smiles.
Yes, you do. Well, bowl it over. We'll come back and talk to you again.
Please keep this to yourself in regards to the mayor, at least for now, until I've been able to see for myself. Please don't let him know I'm coming.
Of course.
I feel that because of our history, he may try to prevent me from going by force if necessary. I don't know.
Our word is our bond, and I give you my word. I will not leak a single syllable of this to the mayor.
I thank you for even considering this.
Thank you for bringing it to my attention. Also, vote for Carmen for mayor.
I like how he didn't give a shit about protecting anybody, but as soon as it was possible that he might have a chance in this next electoral race, he was just like, perhaps.
Maybe. So, you are down a couple weapons. Solus, if you go to the Gauntlight now, what are you going to fight with, bruh?
Hey, come on, dog.
I was hoping we weren't going to go today.
Solus, if you need, I have an extra war flail that I'm going to try and sell to... We left, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Then I'm going to try to sell it to this guy tomorrow. Well, you can use it today.
Very well, thank you.
The war flail, though, is a two-handed weapon.
Ooh.
All
So
of
no
my
shield.
weapons are two-handed weapons.
Yeah.
Better than nothing.
Why don't we just go back up to those mausoleums? They're all busted open. Surely that isn't the only mausoleum that has some piece of crap sword lying around.
In the party pack, there is a short sword.
We sold those. We just sold those.
Yeah.
Can I just pull a Skyrim and steal him back when he's not looking?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's put a bucket on his
Actually,
head.
Yeah, that's fine.
surely they've got some sort of Minutemen militia types, right? That were properly mobilized upon the discovery of the
The
undead
mayor
threat.
did say that the guard would be at your disposal, so...
Indeed.
Hey, give me your sword.
Pardon me, sir.
Then I would like to find a guard.
Oh,
You see this weak-chinned, lanky guy that looks like he can barely hold the armor he's in.
I'm right here, Trevor.
Standing at the street corner. Standing at the street corner. Just kind of looking around. Well, what can I do you for?
It's Gomer Pyle.
Well, howdy, Sergeant Carter. Shazam.
Yes, hello, young man. You're...
Young man, I'm 47.
Go ahead, Micah.
I got kids older than you.
No, go ahead.
Find a different guy, different guard. Find a different one.
This is the only one available.
Damn it. Damn it.
I see that Solus can't handle it, and I go, "He needs your sword."
This? My sword? Why do you need my sword?
We are
Pardon me.
on assignment from the mayor to investigate the Gauntlight. At the moment, my own sword is in the shop, and I need
I need a loaner.
a
I'm not
loaner.
going to lie, mister. This sounds sketchy. I got a question for you. If the moon was made out of spare ribs, would you eat them?
Oh, God.
I don't know what that means, sir.
Well, I sure would. I'd ask for seconds.
Killed Don fucking Don.
Oh, it's Harry Carey. It's Harry Carey. That's a mower made of spare rib. Would you eat it?
The mayor promised me that the honorable town's guard would be...
Well, if the mayor said so, take it. I ain't never used it myself.
Well, consarn it.
Thank you.
I did name
what
her.
is-
I did name her. Her name's Lucy, so treat Lucy real well. I'll be here tomorrow if you come back.
Put that
I will.
in the inventory as Lucy.
Yep.
Turns out it's like a +3.
Okay, what kind of sword was it?
A long
It's just
sword.
a basic longsword.
Okay.
It's a Vorpal.
It's a +3 major striking
+3.
Vorpal longsword.
I never used it. I just keep holding
I
it.
don't even know what this does.
I just think it's neat.
In fact,
Hey.
that one said gave it too many points
know
to Billiam.
You know what? I also have a follow-up question for a different medium of fantasy. Do orcs just think elven blades are blue?
You know they do.
Yeah, I now have Lucy in my inventory.
Nice. I'm excited about Lucy.
Micah, if our friendship means anything, you have to just say Shazam when you attack with it. Just like Gomer Pyle, the guard you took it from.
Excellent. Then I am once again armed. What was your name once again?
Well, gosh, my name's Dilly. Dilly Danvers.
Dilly Danvers.
Dilly Danvers.
Dilly.
All my friends call me Dilly Dan.
I bet they do.
Guardsman Dan, what sort of pomade do you use?
Well, I'm a Dapper Dan man.
You're Dilly a Dapper Dan man?
You're talking about my father.
My daddy was a dilly.
His daddy was a
No,
dilly.
my daddy's name was Dapper Danvers. He was a Dapper Dan man. Hey, you know, this place is a geographical anomaly. It's 2 weeks from everywhere, don't you know?
Hey, you know what? That sword you got there, it's bona fide.
Y'all come back now, you hear?
Yes, I will return this to you as soon as my sword is finished in the shop. Thank you.
I will say it's about 10 o'clock in the morning now.
Yeah.
It's been a busy morning, guys.
So,
And we've yet to sleep. We're still operating off of our existing spell slots.
That could be a problem if you do more than a cursory look-see-loo.
well, okay. Well, let's think about this for a minute. We need 8 hours for a long rest for those who need spell slots to get spell slots back. That only puts us at like 4 in the afternoon. Or sorry, 4 in the afternoon or 6 or something like that.
Be 6.
The problem with that, though, is that we're approaching the fall season, which means it gets darker earlier, and that means that we have like maybe an hour.
No, it starts at Callistra, so it's in the winter right now. It's edging towards spring, so the days are getting longer.
So we are in the middle of winter, so the days
Yeah.
are shorter, though.
Right.
Have we forgotten about the wolf hunters?
I mean, I do understand, and I am just as interested as you are in lycanthropy and how it affects people, but I don't know if you remember, but the Gauntlight fired the laser at us, and that seems just a little bit more important than the random dog person no one has seen for 10
To
years.
be fair, we did poke that sleeping lion.
Remember the time that it spawned a grub of a sentient insect race, and the grub almost curb stomped all of us.
I
All at the
was
same
there.
time, all 5 of us, because it's got
Yes.
6 legs.
So I was just wondering if the Gauntlight can just make that happen at any time. I'm kind of I'm nervous for what the second level.
I don't think that it can, because if it could, then why would it stop at any given point?
I guess that's a good point. I just wasn't expecting that, you know? When Timblytop or whatever his fucking name was told us that the Gauntlight shot lasers, I thought it was fucking lying to us.
I mean, it's absent-minded, but not malicious.
I still
dare
don't
say
know
that.
why it wanted the telescope either.
Do you guys still have that telescope?
Yeah, because I don't think he could take it, right?
He jumped to a portal, and it was just left.
Yeah.
I was going to give it to the mayor. Right.
Oh,
So-
let's RP that.
Oh shit, that could probably be really important.
Well, a telescope.
Or if not, to Rin.
Let's take this to Rin. Let's take this to Rin first.
We could take that to Rin. I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and on the walk there, Yosef, talking to the other person that's the same height as him almost, will more or less fill them in about how a couple of days beforehand, we had fought a sentient doll in a room full of broken glass. And the only reason we went in there is because some fucking weird creature said it would give us secrets if we gave it, and I quote, a shiny tuber.
Ah. Sounds like the stuff of nightmares.
The shiny tuber was this. And then he pulls out the telescope from, like, Billiam's back pocket or something.
Ah.
And he tried to jump into a portal, but like a dog with a stick too large, it left it behind.
I see.
So I guess we have this. But also, I'm pretty sure it was some fey creature if I had to take a guess.
Sounds about right.
Anyway, hey, Rin! No roof lady, it's us!
Why, yes. Yosef, was it?
Yes. How are you?
Tovin?
Rin, good to see you again.
Solus? Believe your name's Billiam. I've seen you around. Is it Kashik?
Indeed, Miss Vixie. Always a pleasure.
Indeed. What brings you to Rin's Wonders this fine day?
They found a stick.
We know that you love really weird things. Yeah, we found this. So we met a creature called Tangletop, which I'm pretty sure was a fey creature. I don't know what it was. It looked like an elf, but really small. Had the black eyes and everything, very weird. Anyway, he put us up to a proposition and said that in exchange for 3 secrets, He would give us 3 secrets, if we got him a shiny tube, and we recovered the shiny tube. It was this telescope.
This actually happened. This is not a dream that he's describing.
Yes, we were all there, and the more I think about it, this telescope is actually probably really big for Yosef, so he's like, we found this.
Bill will come down and grab it.
Reality is often stranger than the dreams we dream, so I do not doubt your tale.
Anyway, Tangletop, weird fake creature, wanted this telescope, I think just because it was shiny, but when he tried to jump worlds into another portal, he couldn't hang on to it and dropped it. So, I guess it's ours now, and we thought maybe we'd bring it to you.
May I? She holds
Of
her
course.
hands out for
Please take it!
She picks it up, and this is the first time you've really gotten a good look at it, right? And it's exquisitely crafted. It's a bright white metal. The motion for it expanding and closing, there's no scraping or anything. It's perfectly smooth. The detents lock in place very tight with a loud snap when it gets into place. And once you push it just hard enough, it collapses right down. And then it kind of bottoms out nice and soft as it collapses together so it doesn't damage any of the mechanisms. The lens is extremely finely ground. Looks like it's probably ground in that workshop that you found it. And this is... She holds it in her hand and she opens it and closes it and says, come with me. And she leads you upstairs. And Tovin, you recognize this is from the first night that you were in town, and she led you up to this overlook where you looked at the stars. And she takes this telescope and she's like, my telescope is good for approximately 25 miles. It's finely crafted. Very, very expensive for me. It was nearly 2 months' wages when I first bought this, and I've never been able to part with it. I suspect, though, that this one is significantly better. And she takes the old one out, the one she already has, out of the stand, and she puts this one in its place. And she spins around and faces the harbor, and she looks out. She says, about 40 miles offshore, there's a large rock. It's approximately 100 feet tall. It's massive. Ships at times use it for navigation because it's made of very, very bright pink granite. Shines in the moonlight very brightly. I cannot see it with my telescope, but notice this. And she points it, and you go up and stand in front of the telescope. Who's going to look first?
Yosef will go.
Yosef should.
Yosef.
I'll pull up a stool.
Yeah, she points over to a stool you can get, and you bring it over. And I want you to roll a perception check.
I scrape it across the floor and roll a perception check. I don't have the strength to pick it up.
I want you to give yourself a 15 bonus on this roll.
Plus 15?
Yeah.
On top of my already...
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so this will be plus 15, right?
Yep.
Okay, this is a plus 23 roll.
Jeebus.
Natural 17 for a 40.
Oh,
Whoa.
You look through this
Nice.
telescope
I see forever.
I can see my own asshole.
all the way around Galarian. You're looking at this large rock. And at first all you see is pink, and you think that there's something wrong.
Yep. There's polyps.
But you...
I'm keeping that one.
That was good. That was good.
worthwhile.
That was really good.
Okay.
that's good.
Okay.
all you see is pink, and you think there might be something wrong. And you know, you're like, I think there's... You kind of look at her like there's something wrong. She's like, no. Move a little bit up.
Okay.
And you do, and it looks like you are almost focusing on a single facet of the granite. And you like a single, if you ever looked at granite, it's almost like a conglomeration of different minerals.
Mm.
You're almost looking at a specific pink chunk of quartz in the granite. And you move it up, and you're focused on this gull's nest. And you can see this gull feeding its chick couldn't be more than 2 or 3 days old, and you can see it with perfect clarity. She says, I've never seen its equal. This is the most finely crafted spyglass I've seen in my life.
I think I can see what this bird's having for breakfast.
Spoilers and crabs.
This is almost 40 miles away, right?
Yes.
Holy.
Granted, you can't see the base of the rock because of the curvature of the earth, of Galarian.
Potato, potato.
But you can see the top and the roosts of the gulls. I don't know that its equal exists. On the entirety of the Starstone Isle, I don't think its equal exists in the greatest astronomical houses of Absalom. Something like this is a once-in-a-lifetime creation of a master craftsman. You think you found it at the Gauntlight?
Yes. There is a secondary auxiliary building off to the northwest. Smaller. It seemed to be that the room that we found this in was responsible for creating the glass that goes into the Gauntlight Tower itself. Or at least it was, some 500 years ago.
Strangest thing about this is there's not a hint of magic on this device. It was made completely by hand.
We know who made this too, right? And Yosef is looking at everybody else like, I remember a name, the
Volok Azrene.
Yes.
Volok Azrene.
Yeah, we before we got this, we had to fight a doll. A bird-like doll. And the doll asked us if we were the master and said this name that I keep forgetting to say out loud.
Volok Azrene.
Said, is Master Volok back? And when we replied, it screamed at us that we were not the master and then attacked.
I do not know this name.
Do you know if, shit. I always forget everyone's names. The small woman who runs the Dawn Flower Library.
Vandy Banderdash.
Yes. She had the information on Belcora. Do you think she might know who this is?
I do know that Volok is a drow name, though.
I feel like we should either take it to her or Morlabent to ask more questions.
Yes. To both.
Thank you.
I can tell you this is masterfully crafted, but nothing beyond what you already knew with your own eyes. I apologize.
No.
If you are willing to part with it, I will give you a tidy sum for it, though.
I would gladly, absolutely trade you for your current one, if you could just give us the lenses of that and also the difference in value to you.
Listen, no, I will never part with this. This was my first curiosity, as it were.
I don't know if we want to sell it yet, just because I want to know more about this. If it's like you say, there's not another telescope like this on Galarian, and I want to know why it's here.
Yes, if you say that, what price are you willing to pay, Ren?
I would give you 20 gold for it.
Yeah, we'll talk later.
I would take 20 gold, and I will overpower Yosef to give it to you.
I'm faster than you are.
I step in between Tobin and Yosef. I step in between and say, I agree with Yosef. We need to get more information.
Flex that high end.
I appreciate all of your help, Rin. I don't really... speaking for myself and not for everybody else, I don't want the telescope. If you want to have it when we're done, I could care less. But as of right now, I just want all of the information I can get out of it.
Yes, perhaps some of the archives of the Dawnflower Library may prove more useful than me.
Obviously, no offenses meant, Miss Elixir. We simply want to have the object at hand.
None taken whatsoever.
Glean more information about it.
Yes.
If we want to part with it, you'll be our first option.
And with that, Yosef is going to kind of, jump down off of his stool and look at his other compatriots.
Crack.
Yeah, I was thinking about like he'll collapse the telescope, and then I keep forgetting that Yosef is incredibly small.
I'll grab it and collapse it. Put it in my.
So,
Super gently.
just gonna look at everybody. Is there
Did you say
anything
you were
else
going
we
to put it in your butt? Because that's what I heard.
I did say that.
That's why it's collapsible.
Yeah, I did.
So, does anybody else have anything that we need to bother Miss Savixi with, or are we good to go?
The hobgoblin in the back.
This lady, not to her. This is me asking you guys. This lady is often awake at night, correct? And out. Is this, or am I thinking of a different person?
No, that's
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I
Could
don't.
be, but
I don't remember really.
but
seeing
she was
her out
asleep
at
last
night.
time I tried to visit her at night.
I just know that she's a member of the caravan, so I don't know how she sleeps here over and over again, but she does, I think.
Well, remember, mechanically, this person, she's a tiefling elf. So,
She huffs a lot of paint.
Yeah. What my thought process was if this lady's awake at night, I'm wondering if she has seen our lycanthropy friend trancing about from where she is.
Oh, Billiam, were you asking about some hunters you heard at the bar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joel, Mesmond. There were some other less cool-looking adventurers than us talking about going after him. I figured if this lady's awake at night, maybe she's seen something.
I haven't heard that name. Many years as far as I know, he's dead. Driven off the cliffs by a mob when he was finally discovered. Why do you ask?
The druids north of town seem to believe that he's still alive.
Whirlywin is grasping at straws to try to make up for the failure of the green faith to protect the people of this town.
That's
Okay.
harsh.
I guess that her resentment checks out. If you think about it, that telescope would be pointed upwards rather than, at the forest.
I do not expect there to be anything left of Jarl Mesman that wasn't picked apart by the birds within days of his death. Whirlywin is grasping at straws.
I guess you two weren't friends?
She's a dreamer. Unfortunately, she has very dark dreams as of late.
Town conflict. Interesting. Why did they not like each other?
They're not that far off in faith.
I know, it's kind of the thing. It's just weird for them to have some kind of animosity.
Well, I appreciate your input, and I don't know. It seems that there is a handful of people, not just her, interested in finding him now. I don't even know where those werewolf hunters are from. I haven't seen them before, and I'm...
Werewolf hunters, you say?
Yes. Yeah, at Cross Cask. We heard them going out.
Miss Savixi, why would you care? Obviously, they're trying to chase someone's
Whirlywin
fictitious
has
tale.
poisoned
What's the-
Kilcano. He must believe that Jarl is still alive and has put out a bounty on his head. I will seek out Kilcano immediately and get to the bottom of this.
Meta question. Whirlywind was the one getting yelled at by Kilcano in the street, right?
Yes, and Whirlywin is the one that you met in the Druid Circle at
So-
the end of episode 9?
Sure.
So they don't like each other.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
They don't like each other, but Whirlywind is putting into his head that this guy is still alive. And just being honest, and this is going to be really fun if this is not the case and we can isolate this audio later, but this feels like an enormous red herring.
God, I wish I had an investigator right now.
More like a side quest, am I right?
Yeah, or I don't know. I want it to... It's just weird. I'm trying to figure out what the angle would be for this chick wanting this guy to be alive when it's obviously not... It's causing animosity between her and other people in town. It would probably be better if he was dead, right?
Indeed, it's almost like it was written into a story somewhere. Why would anyone waste the time to write a red herring?
Curious, you complain about a story and yet you exist in a story. Curious.
What? Me? I'm not complaining about a story.
Dear liberals, you say you want to cure world hunger, but you keep eating. Curious.
Stop it, Micah. Leave some millet for the rest of us.
So, Rin, with that, she's like, I will take my leave, but please, I trust you to let yourselves out as you go. And she kind of storms off towards the market.
Oh, shit.
I made her mad.
Yosef is going to look at the rest of his party real slow and be like,
I don't believe so. I mean, I can't for the life of me figure out why she would be upset about this.
I've
but
never seen her that upset about anything.
How many times have you seen her?
I mean, not often. She stays in here, but it has to rain in this house. Why isn't she angry more often?
Okay, well, when it rains, do you come to see?
Gentlemen, if you're worried about being rained on, by all means, let's retreat to the Warrens.
You keep trying to get people underground like you're going to eat them.
I'm sure.
You're just trying to lure people underground. It's like you're going to steal their kidneys and sell them on the open market.
No, we have a location that's easy to walk into. It's just a cave. It's warm and there's no sunlight or moonlight. Nothing to piss people off. You just sit down.
Those are all the things that I need for my faith.
So,
sunlight, moonlight, animosity, and anxiety.
Literally
yes,
the makings of Tobin.
That sounds like the makings of an average faith. Yes, okay. I understand.
So are we following her or not?
No, I'm not going to
think we should follow her.
I have zero desire to see whatever sort of wrath she's about to visit upon whoever she's going to visit on to.
I do.
I dare say, here it is, noon, and I've yet to sleep in the last 48 hours. Perhaps.
How about you go take a nap? And he looks at Billiam and Tobin and Solis. He's like, you guys go talk to Vandy. I'm going to follow Rin. I want to see where this goes.
Hey, Yosef.
Yes.
Just so you know, I owe Rin a bit of a boon. She did save me as a child. She found me in the wilds. The only reason that I am where I am today is because she delivered me to the caravan. And there's really, having traveled the world, no other place for me. Please be gentle with her. Take every action you see with a grain of salt, whatever it is in your elevated palate that helps you gag something down. Take your time, digest it. But don't go in with malice.
I didn't really plan on interfering. I just want to see what she says to him. I feel like... Okay. Listen, Dovin, I don't think you need to worry. I don't plan on interfering. I just want to see what she says to Kilkano. I feel like I'm missing some pieces, and I'm just curious. If you'd rather I'd not follow her, I won't.
No, it's fine. You know what? In all curiosity, I want you to. And I want you to report back to me verbatim what you see. Because I do want to be an impartial observer of what she does. I don't completely trust her, but I do know I owe her.
Understood.
So you're going to go running after her?
I feel like I have the best stealth in the group. If anybody is going to watch her do what she does without being noticed, it's going to be me. And I want to see. I mean, maybe Krenta or Keshek, because I don't know what your stealth is, but
That's not fabulous.
Okay, but if nobody has any other objections, I'm going to go. I don't know how long this would take. I imagine not long at all. So I will meet you at the Dawnflower Library when I am done.
I'm really interested in this, so I'm going to follow what's going on with Yosef here.
Okay. I like this.
You're able to catch up relatively quickly. She's walking with a purpose, right? Mm-hmm. She's not rushing. She knows where she's going. She knows how to get there. She knows when she's going to get there. She's thinking about what she's going to say. But she's very focused on what she's doing. She does not notice you trailing her. I actually did roll a stealth check on that one, by the way. She makes her way south into town across the river. Farther south, makes a left down into the Ratway, and then into Otari Market. You find her. You see her going into the main building. Otari Market is actually a bit of a misnomer. It's several stalls.
Yeah.
And there multiple people are hawking their wares. She goes into the main one, and as she does, you feel the telltale tingle of arcane magic rippling you recognize it. I mean, you don't really have detect magic, but you've been around long enough that you can tell when something's happening.
I'm trained in Arcana.
Right, exactly. You're trained. You know what's going on. And as you get closer, when you get about a foot away from the wall, say you're trying to get your ear up to the wall, try to hear what's going on, complete silence. But it looks like there are a couple other people approaching, not just people looking at wares and looking for things. You recognize some of these people. They're wearing roughshod armor. You can hear the clanging of their swords. You hear their cheering, their chanting.
Yeah, we'll get that wolf. We'll get him. Yeah, we just got to make sure we're going to the right place. We got to make sure we're looking for the right person.
And you duck away just in time for the trio of bounty hunters
To open the door to the market.
right after Rin's gone in.
And we'll see you next week.
Oh no.
Oh man!
Dang.
I
like
want
this.
Yep.
Oh, I want to be a werewolf hunter so bad now. Suddenly, thank you for
I'd like to offer my services with
Roll for Intent uses trademarks and/or copyrights owned by Paizo Inc. Used under Paizo's community use policy. We are expressly prohibited from charging you to use or access this content. Roll for Intent is not published, endorsed, or specifically approved by Paizo. For more information about Paizo Inc. and Paizo products, visit paizo.com. Characters and original storylines are the property of Roll for Intent. Music for this podcast provided by Dark Fantasy RPG Studio, Michael Gilfie, Kevin McLeod, and Tabletop Audio. Visit our website at rollforintent.com. Any questions or suggestions, email us at mailroom@rollforintent.com.